Then we're going to come back, adjust the depth, do them again at a deeper cut. All right, and we need to mark. We have one side marked, so we're going to mark the other side now. And this is our number 2, so we don't cut that. Alright. And this side doesn't have the X's, so we're going to mark that. And we've got a lot of marks here, so let's grab the eraser and get rid of some of these so we don't accidentally start and stop in the wrong spots. So that's our mark. This is our mark. And all this gets sanded off in the end, so not a big deal. We just don't want to cut to the wrong mark or we're going to be having to redo. Alright, so we got that very clean. Yeah, I got this little router table. It's very cheap. Does the job, but I had to make brace stacks on both sides to keep the board from moving. This is a tough part of cutting real long boards with mortises on this thing. Alright, so we want to skip number 2. We don't want to forget that. Let me actually write on the side of this so we don't accidentally cut that one. If we did, it wouldn't be the end of the world. It's just a little wobbly in there, and when everything else is put together, if we glued them in, which we're planning to do, it wouldn't move. But we don't want to. We want to make it as tight as possible from the beginning. It's possible that once we get it together, test fit. If it fits that nicely, we won't take it apart and glue it. We'll just the pins in the ends will hold them together. We just don't want them wobbling in there at all. So. Alright, so we're going to start with this one here. So we're going to move down to this end, and we're going to move this direction, which our ad hoc setup is. So adjust this. And I'll check chat here, see if anybody had any questions. Oh, great, with the Tier 1 subscription to Ravage. Awesome. How you doing, Toxin? How you doing, Gray? Y'all doing okay today? Alright, let's cut this one. Flip the board over. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. Same spots. So skip number 2. We're going to start with number 1 here. Get our sawdust out of there, so make sure we get a good spot. Looks good. We didn't do any miscuts. I'm going to clean out these mortises a little bit. There we go. Alright, looks good. So now we're going to go back, adjust the depth to double here. Let's put this down over here so we don't kick it around. And we will adjust depth here. And I think we are going to have to adjust the collet length on this. Actually, I think it's out about as far as it's going to go. Let's see how high we can get it. We don't want this collet end touching, so I think that'll be good. Let's see what our depth is here. 1 1/4. So worst case scenario, this is as deep as we'll be able to cut our mortise. If our tenons don't quite seat, we'll just slice a little bit of the end of the tenons off just to make sure they seat properly. So. Alright, so back through the whole process. I'll check my chat. Alright, let's see. We'll start with this end. That's our number 2. We want to skip that. We should notice at this point if we hit number 2 because we'll be slicing at the beginning of a cut here. So. Like we'll know, you can tell this difference in sound. there was our ad hoc setup over here. Caught the board and put it up in the air a little bit. So good thing is with our guide set up, it can't cut any deeper into the board on this side, which is what we don't want. So depth doesn't matter. So we're gonna cut this one here, and we're gonna be pulling. There we go. Let's get it back. Good. The other way. And you can see, clean one of these out so you can actually see what's happening here. So, might not be able to see too well because we're really not cutting much off the other side. But this side is flush cut here because we routed that side a second time. This other side in here, I don't know if you can see that, but there is a stop where we need to route that side at depth. So, and all these are the same. Some are a little variant from the others, but it's really good to cut both sides because then you know you have an even width on these ends here. Just cutting the center, which is what we thought we'd have to do with the 1/2-inch bit, you could be off a little bit one side or the other, and then when you put your boards together, they don't come flush together. They never do perfectly anyway. I mean, you know, you do a perfect job, and woodworking is not a perfect thing because the woods all vary. You just do the closest job you can, and if it doesn't turn out right, you find a different way to do it. So, but we need to cut this side now, so we're gonna flip the board around. I mean, your tolerances in woodworking. That's why you have sandpaper. So, all right. Or planer. Board. The iPad around here. Hey, Gray, what's up, man? Hey, you guys got the 2Ds? Yes. I'm impressed. At least Gray knows it. Toxin I'm impressed with, let's put it that way. And I'm going to self-hydrate here. I'm also going to open up the garage door. If I'm yelling, I apologize. I got ears on. So, all right. So this is the other one. We got to cut all 4 of these to depth, both sides, and then we can cut our number 2 out. Let's make sure our block's in a good position here. All right. we can go ahead and do a test fit. Let's find, we're going to grab number 2 because number 2 is a skinnier tenon. We haven't cut number 2 yet, but this would be an easy test for depth since this should fit easily into one of these. Yep, so we're a little bit shy, which means we're going to cut a slice off the end of these tenons. Doesn't matter, these are going to be, we don't have to glue them necessarily for that to be strength, because once these are sandwiched together and then the ends are put on with mortise and tenons, this isn't going to go anywhere. So these could actually be this long and it wouldn't matter as long as this doesn't have the variance to pop out. So now if we decide to put pins in here just for looks, there's going to be looks either way because they're going to hold together. But we can't go any deeper with our router bit. Alright, so now we cut number 2, which means we get out our test board. Face hair does not work. Hold up, let me go back and read some chat here. Oh, let's see. Oh, toxin redeemed get ripped and a hydrate, so I have to do that here. Oh yeah, I didn't get to the tool belt and hard hat yet for the tadpole. Now I'm missing my PPE. I've got ears on. Let me take them off so I'm not yelling. But yeah, I've got ears on. Safety mask. I have glasses on. That's good enough. Protective face hair does not work. Oh, am I getting face hair here? Should have seen me about a month ago. I let it grow out to see how long it got. I started looking like ZZ Top. Beth was not happy, so. All right, Toxin, go take care of the boys. All right, so what were we doing here? I've lost track. So we've got to cutter number 2, which means we need our test board. Yep. Grab that. Oh, it's over there. All right, so here is our test block, and we need our number 2 again, which is here. This is what we're going to test to see if it tight fit, and we basically need to lower this back down for one before we forget. Because we have to make the 2 cuts for depth.